Oh, that connected freaking quick. But you know where we are. And here comes our coffee. Bam. Thank you very much. Perfect. Oh, I'm gonna have to grab me some napkins. Why didn't they ever bring me no napkins? Ah, hold on. Gotta go grab them. That's alright. It's all good. Alright. Well, let me trigger my chat real quick before I say all the hellos. Chat. Where are you? Not chat GPT. Chat. Alright, that ought to do it. Alright, let's see who's here. Holy cow, 121 people to start off. Alright, we gotta do our rituals, you know that. We got a lot to talk about today, so I figured I'd camp out here. Besides the fact that it is 101.8. So I don't know what they're talking about. They keep the town has got a boner for like saying it's like the 500th day under 100. I mean, I get it. It's been great. It's been beautiful. But, you know, why perpetrate the fraud? It's been over 100 for like the past week. Not in every place in town. But, yeah, in the parking lot right here when I parked, 101.8 degrees. So we're gonna hang out inside, but we got a ton of stuff to talk about. Alright, let's see if we can get our alignment correct. Bum. Wait, hold on. I'll get it, wait. Alright, we gotta go. Let's see, which way we gotta go? This way. If not, one of my... Oh, almost there. Come on now. One of my 3-letter acronyms will just freak out. Do I make good sound effects? Whap. How about that? Oh, no, wait. Oh, there we go. All right. One of my 3-letter acronyms is satisfied. Let me say hello to a few people. Let's say hello to Mark 1, Cleveland, Stewart, Chris and Frank, Mary Janice, Base, Tamby, Carolyn, Captain Lope, Val Marie, Sonny, Only You Can Be You, Daniel. Alright, keep them coming. I'm hesitant to say that, but you're members. I know it's all good. As a should I say it? Yeah, as a white man. I said it. There you go. Everyone gets a shout out. Let's see who else is here. Gary M. Channel for Shell, Tom Mack, Venus. Oh, Venus. I got to the P.O. box today, and I did get your package. That was very, very kind and very, very thoughtful, might I add. Venus sent me 2 packs of liquid IV, which I thrive on. I would literally probably be dead if it wasn't for liquid IV. That's like medication to me. Keeps me hydrated. And a giant bottle of chalupa. And that's what I mean by, that's double thoughtful, because I mentioned that in passing and you picked up on that. So I thought that was absolutely awesome. Sentry with the 2 Bananamas. Yeah, it was fun yesterday. And the aftermath of yesterday. Lee, what's going on? Captain Kirk, what's happening? Been a while, BSKY. Sylvia, Gary G. Joe Ruiz, the Lord of the Rings is here. Sherry, Bert. I think I'm gonna get to everyone. AFM. That's gonna be a tough one. AFTM. Shiley? I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I gave you the big old shout out. What's going on? Don. Leslie. Alright. Sugar Butt. You're early. What's going on? Carol C, always good to see you. Angie, for the joy of Vegas, AZ Gator, Angela G. Okay, let's see, Janice Q. Alright, I think I'm getting caught up. We're dropping all the heart bombs. Let me do a couple. Bump, 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 bump. They don't come out permanently in the stream. That kind of bums me out. Hi, Adriana. All the way from Mali. How are you? How you doing over there? Tom Mac with the two Bananaramas. Yeah, we're going to do a little post live stream downtown wrap up. Lars, okay. Maria, Jim West is in the house. Everyone's here. Keith Bubba, what's going on? Okay, we got 171 people. Let me just ritualize this real quick. We'll talk about last time. We got a ton of shit to talk about, to be perfectly honest. Ooh, right in the middle. That was like a freaking bullseye. Let's see how they did with, ooh, only 3? Alright, I'm gonna touch them because I washed my hands. Amy G, bonk. I'm gonna put 2 to start. That might not be enough. I like to eat one. I might have to go grab me some more sugar over there. I hope this is not lukewarm as usual. Alright, let's get a ritual going. We'll seep it. So last night, went down to, which is kind of odd, Tuesday night, went down to Fremont Street Experience, downtown Las Vegas. Had a very nice stream. And then, all hell broke loose. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the weird dream that I had last night that hopefully is not prophetic. I rarely dream. So I don't know who was trying to tell me something, but I rarely ever dream. So if I forget about that, if I get off track, keep me on track. I didn't write my notes down. And I want to show you what I got from my bank today. And it wasn't $1 million. And I thought that was very interesting too. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go get some more sugar. Hang tight. Bum, bum, bum. Bam. Some places don't put out white sugar no more. What else do we got to talk about real quick? Costco. Well, it's on my mind. I'll probably forget. Costco is like, hey, too many of you a-holes are sharing membership. So from now on, we're going to ask for ID at the door when you bring your card to Costco. And and if we find out that you're sharing a card with a family member, we are going to cancel your entire account and you'll never be able to get back in here. And I'm like, wait a second here. So it's some kind of IST in parentheses, to ask people for identification if they go and vote for the leader of the free world, but not at Costco. Now, tell me America is just not screwed up. Tell me we're not begging for an asteroid to hit us. I think that's just a train wreck. Let me turn this around. But I just saw that a few minutes ago. I was like, what? Are you serious? So Costco's gonna ID you, but you can go and vote for the presidency of the United States? No one cares. No one cares if you find a ballot on the floor or whatever. Fill it out twice, who cares? Alright. I just had to get that off my chest. Okay. Let me see who else is here. Very soon it starts. They said they're going to implement it. I read about it as local. I don't know if it's all over. They said by 4th of July weekend they're going to start implementing said tactic. You know, because they feel there's too much sharing. But at the same time, okay, I get it, they're losing revenue. But if it's a family member, if I give it to my wife, my son, my daughter, my grandkids, my mother, whatever, you know, it's freaking family. But they're like, oh, we're going to cancel your entire account and you'll never be able to shop over here again. Bitch, please. You know? But at the same time, you don't need ID to vote. That would be very, very bad. People get offended with that. because there's like certain people who are incapable of getting ID. Like, do we still have like unexplored places in the United States where people can't like get to a DMV? Not that I'm aware of. I think that's suggesting that in and of itself is rather ist. You know what I'm saying? Anyone who says these people over here just they don't have access to getting an ID, that's ist. I'm not asking for people to prove who they are when they go and vote in the most important election on the frickin' planet. But I digress. What other thing in the news? Okay, before we get into everything else, news stories. This three. I'm gonna do a little monologue because it's freaking hot as hell outside. So we're gonna talk a bit, and I'm gonna get amped up on some. This is some seriously strong coffee, and I love it. Vegas. Air quality blows. Vegas is investing $1.2 million to seed our clouds this summer, so we can avoid more. Now that our water level is up, they want to avoid any drought activities. So they're going to seed our clouds with some kind of poison. And I have pictures. I don't think I should post them, but I have pictures from inside these planes that fly over and put that checkerboard of white shit that falls down that are making me cough right now. I have pictures inside one of those. I don't think I'm supposed to have pictures. I might not, lawyers. But anyway, so they're going to seed our clouds to make it rain here in the Las Vegas Valley. 1.2 million bucks. That sounds like not a lot of money to seed our clouds and poison our people and whatnot, but maybe it makes you like more addicted to gambling at the same time, so they make their money back. I don't know. Oh, speaking of which, first month under $1 billion for the Strip was last month, so I think they're starting to figure out the boil and the frog, but I don't think they care either. Tom Mack, thank you for those 2 banana rounds. I don't know, Chad, if the picture is on the back or not. I haven't had one of those memberships in forever, because it's like I don't need like 900 rolls of toilet paper. I don't have a lot of storage in my house, which is kind of weird. I wish I had a basement. I wish Vegas said, all you people have basements. You do not. When I left New York, I had a basement. I finished half of it, and the rest of it was storage, and you know, it was just cool. I kept my fishing gear, and you know, one side was like nice. It was like a den. I decked it out with a bar and all this stuff, but it was storage under there. And once I left there, Lori, how you doing? Allie, how you doing? Evie, once I left Florida, once I left New York, it kind of sucked not having all that storage space, you know? In the garage is like next to none. Put some fluoride, yeah, put some more chemicals in the water to counteract that crap. Upstate New York has basements. That is awesome. Good to see you too. Don't have to register to vote. Yeah, you do have to register, but they don't ask you for your ID or anything. You can just go to like 7 different ones, and you know, I can say I'm Bror Fredrik the first at this one, Bror Fredrik the second at that one, Bror Fredrik the third at that one, and nobody gives a shit. And so many people have gotten busted for multiple votes, but they never do anything about it. There's like no penalty. They go, you shouldn't do that. But you know, Costco's gonna throw you in Costco jail. Freaking yikes. Do I look good in a red shirt? That's an interesting statement. Thank you very much. I so rarely ever wear red because I'm always like, I always like to go gray man, you know, so I'm like, I don't know. Like I wouldn't get, same reason I don't get a red car, you know, that's the first one they look at when it's speeding by, they pick you out the crowd. So I like to be like on the D-Lo, sometimes. Except when I'm wearing like my dollar bill shirts and all that. But when I'm walking around, I don't like drawing extra attention to myself because I'm already doing this. And I never thought red was good color on me, but I guess it's cool. To make my eyes look good. Red, white, and blue. That's how I wake up in the morning. Red, white, and blue eyes. So let's check the coffee. So they'll be spraying shit any second now. They probably sprayed today, but $1.2 million does not seem like a lot of money to spray shit. So evidently it's very, very cheap to spray shit. You know? I don't know. They're gonna get one of those biplanes and whatnot, fly it over. Alright, what? Oh, you know what? I think I should start a show. Yeah, I had the laundry room in the basement. Absolutely, Val Marie. Yeah, you can register. You have to register when you register to vote. You do need the ID, but they don't check you when you do the actual voting. That's the problem that I have. Yeah, red lips. I don't like, I'm weird like that. I don't like red lipstick, like that red, like this color lipstick does nothing for me. I like in the wine family, in the Chardonnays and the Merlots and all that. Just like I don't like red lingerie. It's just like, if I saw that, I'd be like, alright, that's what you decided to go with? You know what I'm saying? I don't know, this does nothing for me. I don't like the bright red, look at me now lipstick. I like wine color. It's like you just came from a winery. That's kind of nice. You don't like it either, Marie? That's cool. I like that. Yeah, I don't know, Tony, that might have happened, or some kind of craftiness took place. Yeah, Double Eagle. Don't be messing with Mother Nature. And it's always cooler in the basement. You are correct. But I miss basements. Oh my God. But I miss you guys too. So I'm going to invite you to like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell button to get notified when I do this again, which is at least 5 times a week. Oh, let's make a thumbnail. Let me straighten it out. Pull all the wrinkles out. Thumbnail coming up. Bam. Alright, thumbnail done. And if you'd like to support me, you could drop me some super chat activities. That's the grease that keeps the wheels rolling. Wow, that music is loud. Or you can click on all these links. I got the merch over here. There's merch down on the shelf there. Join me over at Rumble. I want to kick that off soon. But I think they're already throttling me because I put up a video today and like 2 people watched it. And I know I got like 125 or some such nonsense. So we're going to put them to the test. See if there's actually free speech over there. Join me over on Twitter. That's me. Hey, Bror Fredrik. In case you didn't know already, I got the Cash App. I got the Venmos. I got the Patreons. I got all the stuff and bazillion links down there to make you happy. And what else is going on? Prime Day's coming up on Amazon. So that'd be cool. You don't have to buy any of my stuff. But just the fact that you started your shopping on one of my links, I get credit. That's the way it works. I get a whole percent. So if you spend $100, I get $1. So load up them shopping carts. Maybe I can buy some gas. They don't pay me much when I'm making the fries and whatever. All right, let's see. When does it start on? It's the 17th it starts? Frickin' yank. You joined on Raw. I saw that today. That was you that joined. All right, cool. You had mahi and succotash. Ooh, I like that word too. Succotash. How would you say that? Suffering succotash. Is that it? That doesn't sound right. Anyway, you like my watch? Alright. I'm like a huge Invicta fan. Look at that zoom capabilities. I love this Invicta. This is a boss. I like big old watches. The bigger the better. June 11th through the 17th. Alright, I got some stuff in my shopping cart. The last one wasn't so good. I had all sorts of shit in my shopping cart. And then I went like bonk to try to check out, and it was like, you saved $1.92 or some such nonsense. Depends, see, electronics, there's usually not huge discounts. The biggest discounts, believe it or not, are generally and the biggest commish for me, I think it's like 3%, is women's clothes. Ladies, buy some dresses. Yeah, women's clothes. I don't know, and women's clothes and high-end beauty products like I don't know. I mean, not eye candy. It's got to be like L'Oreal or some crap like that. I don't know why they pay so high for that. Sold 3 air conditioning systems today. Score. Whole house units, even better, 102. Alright, we gotta talk about last night. It is gonna be freaking hot any day now. You'll be there the first week of August, James. Cool, cool. What's your jam? Yeah, anything from France. Oh, I'll tell you about the dream. First, we gotta get into last night, because I don't want to lose everyone. That's a little more exciting than my dream. But yes, definitely remind me about my dream if I'm stammering for something else to talk about, which I doubt. But anyway, so last night, me and Phil, Century, and Z. So I did a live stream. I usually don't go Tuesdays. I usually like Friday and Saturday nights because it's more crowded. But it was crowded, fairly crowded last night for Tuesday. Started at 9, went to like 11:15, something like that. You know, because I knew Century was going to be down there. Century's my buddy. So I was like, yeah, let's go hang out. Phil was with me, you know, whatever. I've gone there by myself. I've gone there with like 30 people. Always fun. It's not my like 100% jam that I got to be downtown or whatnot because it's just so freaking challenging. I got 13 copyright claims last night on that video. That's why it's not up. And I'm going to argue every single one of them. Every time you argue one, it takes like 4 to 6 hours for them to clear. They can't do them all at once. Like, duh. You know, they should let me argue all 13 at the same time. But no, you got to do one and wait 4 to 6 hours to see if it clears. And then do the next one, and then do the next one. So I am going to post that video because I thought it was a fun video, like next month, whenever it clears or whatever. But it was demonetized, of course, for the 13 copyright claims, even if there was one. Shakira is just brutal. Shakira is brutal. Shakira made sure she gave me a takedown notice that either she didn't say I want your money. I want the money you made from it, which is nominal, you know, like under $50. But she was like, take it down or I'm gonna block it in all these countries. And the list of countries, I was scrolling for like 5 minutes. I was like, damn, Shakira, I thought you were cool, but she ain't cool at all. Or her people ain't cool. Anyway, so, get done with the live stream, and me and Phil went to, of all places, went to the Plaza. The Plaza was looking pretty good. I don't like that. I mean, I'm not saying I don't like it. I just don't see what the big deal is about that circular bar out front. I mean, it's going to be cold. You're going to freeze your ass off in the winter. You're going to cook your ass off in the summer. There's nobody at it. They have weird payback and low payback machines around it. They didn't even have a toothpick. Yeah, time to disguise. They didn't have a toothpick. I mean, that sounds like such a minor thing, but they got security guards like standing like 2 feet from you. Like, what am I gonna do? Pick this whole freaking thing up and run away with it or something? While you're like on top of people like that. You know, like I said, if they called me an ass, I would have told them to keep it in their pants. It wasn't necessary, but they didn't. So there you go. You got a new revolutionary outside bar in Las Vegas. No one's. I'm good, bro. Thank you. You know, no one's ever thought about that before. It's revolutionary. Anyway, I'm digressing. We went to see Brian Christopher's new slot thing. There's like one carousel of his machines and you press his face and whatnot. All right. And then like the rest of the machines, tighter than a snake's ass. It's tiny in there, but it has that like new car smell. So I thought that was kind of cool. So good luck to him. But it did go there. But the property plaza overall looked clean and presentable. We didn't go in the casino side. We went more in the food court side, but it was like spit polished freaking clean. And the bar was on the bar. The gym was wide open. I should have did some curls or something. Anyway, so me and Phil went to, of all places, I don't eat fast food, but I will eat fries, because fries don't necessarily have gluten in them, and I was freaking starving, so we ate fries, and I got one of their coffees, and they have decent coffee. So we chowed, we talked about the meaning of life. We talked about, see, this is another conversation we're going to have. Maybe I'll have Phil on as a guest, and we'll discuss it in person. If Phil's down. I know Phil's around, but he's occupied right now. Brother Phil, my boy. We were talking about how shall I put this? I don't know if you call it criteria. You know, we talked about our tastes in the opposite sex and what, you know, how we view different things like relationship versus dating and stuff like that. We had a good conversation, and I think we're going to do that live one of these days. But I found out something cool. I'm going to digress one more time. There's such thing as a purity ring. I found that out yesterday. I don't know how I came across that. That, you know, women wear, like, you know, they have a purity ring that shows that they're virgins and they're holding out till marriage and whatnot. It's a purity ring. I never knew there was such a thing. I was like, cool, I'm going to add that to the list on this side. Man, if I see a purity ring, maybe we can talk. Anyway, another digression. I'm like wound up. This coffee's freaking strong. I love it. So we get done, walk outside, past the stupid bar again. Oh, no. We went and took a picture in front of, I don't know if it's here or whatever. Yeah, everyone needs a purity ring. We went and took a picture, me and Phil. We did the pose over in the Broad Nation Facebook group. Woo! You could see it. We took a picture at Binion's in front of the $1 million stack of cash, and it's automatic. You press a button, it snaps your picture, and then they harvest your email address, of course. I gave them, like, I have one email address that I've had since like 1998 that's bogus as fuck. So I don't care, but I still can check it because I knew that was showing up. So I got a picture of myself, got a picture of me and Phil in front of $1 million, like, what up? Anyway, further digression. So we walk back. So we find out that my buddy Sentry and Z, his girlfriend, they're over by listening to their friend, who's now my friend, playing some timpani drums underneath the arch on Fremont, right in front of the Fremont Hotel. On the corner between the Fremont Hotel and Binion's. That's where I parked, over there at Binion's. And, you know, we hung out, we listened to the timpani, the guy was like jamming, he was good. So me and Phil were like, yo, it's midnight, you know, I did not sleep last night. I think that's why I dreamt. I went home and worked till shit, like 6 in the morning. So we were like, hey, you know, we're gonna jet, so we said our goodbyes and whatnot. Me and Phil's walking back. So we're like right across the street, and all of a sudden this police cruiser, which almost all of them, like 99.9% of them are four-wheel drive Fords. They have some old cruisers, some Crown Vics, but they leave them in the parking lots at the casinos. They don't decommission them. They put them on the ramps or in various places in the parking garages around town. They're not decommissioned, they're legit, but they leave them there as a deterrent, which is kind of interesting. I mean, there's one as soon as you pull inside this place. So this guy cruises up, whomp, jams on the brakes, and he hops out and he starts booking. Slams the door and whatnot, you know, and he's like, you know, he's cruising, and we're like, what up? So right away, me and Phil, because we're of the same nature, you know, we're the type of people who run towards danger and not away from it. So we're like, he went that way, you know. So we're following, right? And all of a sudden, like 5 more pull up. They all bail out at the same time. Wow, I dig it with the 5 banana rounders. Thank you very much. Too much coffee? Yeah. Coffee makes me digress. But this is a good story. Alright, so we watching all, they jump out like of all sides, or they're on the roof, they're just coming out like a clown car of all these things. And then marshals are pulling up, and then I don't know what the difference is. You had the yellow shirt ones, you had the green uniform guys, you had marshal police, which is like the only town that actually uses marshals as an additional police force. And You had your regular, beige Metro. Okay, so they're all like, they're getting busy. Oh, let's shut down this thing. What is this? Business trading across multiple sites. Shut up. I gotta get rid of that ad. Hold on. Give me a second. Give me all the seconds. Alright, cool. Alright. So we're like, me and Phil, like, let's go. But they did this maneuver. There was like 20, maybe between 20 and 30. And they went in all separate directions. Like, they just fanned out. All over the place. They were like, I think they had like, invisibility shields on or something, because they just disappeared. Me and Phil were like, what the hell just happened? They all disappeared. So they all like communicated amongst themselves where they were gonna hide. So like there was 2 behind the phony tattoo place, there was 3 that went over by, the phony chain place, another 6 hung out over here, another 3 hung out over there. Like, they dispersed and hid and waited for the right moment. Like, someone said, okay, dudes, on 3. Tamara with the 5 banana ramen. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. Very kind. So, like, someone said, like, okay, 1, 2, 3. Just like leering at me. I feel like a piece of meat right now. Bro, get her under control. Anyway, she's probably wondering what the hell I'm doing, because I'm, like, highly animated. Okay, so, or not. So they were all waiting, and then it was like a countdown, and I was like, oh shit. So I got this phone out, this is like my daily driver, right? And in order to get on this thing, I don't know how people do it. Like they're always ready. Why vertical? Why freaking vertical? Go horizontal, But anyway, everyone's like all verticalized, and are they that ready? I guess when you're always on your phone, it's easier to press the camera button and just go to town. Me, I gotta pull it out of my pocket. I gotta either tap the screen twice or press the on button, and then I gotta enter my freaking PIN number. I gotta wait for that to go away. Then I gotta hit the camera. Then I gotta swipe over the freaking video, and then I'm go. So I missed the beginning, but we kind of knew it was going. They moved in so fast. They were just like, pwah, and they pounced on these 2 dudes. 3 dudes, like instantaneously, like 3 or 4 each. I made a video, and go check it out afterwards. It's police activity in downtown, whatever. It's like 3 minutes or whatever. And I put it up on Twitter too. And you watch them just tackle these dudes. Bump up. One was resistant. He was like, I ain't going down. So they rushed him forward so he would lose track of his feet. Face planted him, cuffed him. Other dude's already in cuffs. The other dude's already in cuffs. And there was all right, one of the marshals, the one dude, he was like this. He was like, don't move, don't freaking move. And he was compliant, but he was the dude who was packing his own pew pew activities. So it was a response to. That was the call that they got. Sure enough, the first dude that they jumped on, hence the response where they had to kind of catch him off guard. Landscape mode is the best. Even though social media like compels you to do it this way, it's like you can't see shit, and it's like all over the place. You wide, you get to see everything. All right, whatever. But they pounced on the dude that had the. You saw it, Donna? That had the pew pew and whatnot, and he had a freaking, he had a sig to his dome from the marshal, and he was just like, no, I'm cool. I'm cool. He was the first one that, went down. The 2 others fought and resisted, and there was a whole group, and all the friends like, don't resist, they're gonna kill you, bro, and all this other stuff, which might. Yeah, well, if you got 1 too, there's a chance, but for the most part, whatever. Oh, and then one of their girlfriends or something like that jumps in the fray, and she's like, hey, what the F, blah, 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 blah. And she's like going off on the cops, because that's her man. So so she starts touching, one of the cops, and they're just like, we ain't having none of this shit. So they freaking pushed her up against the side of Fremont Street, cuffed her all up, and then her friends are going all freaking ballistic, and calling them ists, and meanwhile, like, you know, a third of them were, you know, of the same skin tonation, so, and they were calling those people ists, which, is that possible? I think it is possible, I don't know. According to today's standards, that's possible. You could be a supremacist and still, I'm so confused. I get confused easy like that, you know, I can't get track. Anyway, you could be brainwashed into being one. I think that's how it works. I don't know, it's weird shit now. So yeah, so then this other group, her friends, they're all flipping like flapjacks, so they're following the cops, calling them names, and instigating. They're like, you know, doing this to them. You see, I cut a little bit of that video out because it was a little boring. But yeah, all the way back to the car. So they ended up arresting 4 people. There was this type of activity involved, and they were all freaking out. And they had so many people there because this is no shit. The crowd, if it was just like 2 people or like 2 female cops or whatever that showed up to respond to this thing, they would have got jumped because there was so many people there that were coming to the aid of the people getting arrested, which I don't understand, you know? I don't understand that. I think I'm more likely to help, you know, LEO than the person, you know, especially when I saw what was going on. I don't understand that. But the crowd, or their crowd, I don't know if they came in a, you know, there was a big clique or whatnot, but evidently they all sort of knew each other, but they were actively, like, they would have freed them if they could, you know, they would have, like, got the cops away and freed their friends if they could. I mean, the level of hostility and giving 0 F's about the badge was unbelievable. Like, so if they didn't have that amount of people, because they were like, you know, they're like clutching their sidearms going, everyone stay back, everyone stay back. You see it in the video, because that crowd would have bum rushed them, you know, and kicked the law enforcement's ass to free the people getting arrested. I mean, this shit happens. I saw it for myself last night, you know, right or wrong, but there was, you know, we seen it. Cat was, you know, Cat was armed. I don't know what the instance was before that, how the whole thing came to pass. I have no idea what the backstory is, and trust me, you will never hear about it. They will bury that so deep that no one will ever hear about it. I'm surprised, well, I'm not really surprised that I haven't been contacted yet, like all day long. I'm waiting for, like, you know, the news station to be like, hey, Bror Fredrik, can we use your footage? You know? No, it'll get buried because they don't care, you know, like, as soon as there was maybe by the end of the night, by the end of the scene, which was like 10 minutes, there was maybe 30 or 40 cops there of different departments, different law enforcement departments. There was ambulances there. I mean, they had to get these people away because, like, people were, like, getting very, like, up in the faces, you're this, that, that's my sister, you know, and all this shit. And they were looking at, they were going to go down the same road and they were going to get themselves arrested. I mean, people were like, hey, calm down. And they're like, I don't care, go ahead, arrest me. And the cops, they were like, no, we don't want to arrest you. We just don't want to arrest you. You know, that's not what we're here for. Why don't you just step back? And they're like, go ahead, do it. Like facing off with them. I don't understand that. Just facing off with, like, you know, like 0 respect for the badge or anything. I mean, not, you know, I mean, there are some bad apples, and I've met some bad apples, and I've dealt with some bad apples, but overall, they're, you know, they're responding to a call, doing their job, and then they got to deal not only with the 3 individuals they initially arrested, the 4th one who was combative and got physical and assaulted one of the cops, and it was a woman too. They got to deal with the crowd who's ready to attack them for performing their duty, trying to keep them safe, like they're the enemy. You know, society is getting fucked. You know, it really is. So they were just like, damn, you know. So the sooner they got them out of there, so they were just like, but there was so many cars, and you know the street between, I think it's Casino Drive or whatever, the street in between Binion's and the Fremont Casino. So they were like, you know, we got to get these people out of here, the ones who were in cuffs, because like a crowd was starting to gather around the cars, more and more people and whatnot. You know, like, I'd feel kind of threatened too, because, you know, one of them had a heater on them. You know, you don't have to arrest them at burners, or you just don't want to arrest people who can't control their emotions, who are freaking out, maybe drunk or whatever, maybe 420. You don't want to arrest everyone, you know. So, yeah, eventually they just got them out and they moved along. So I don't know what the story is, but you'll probably never hear about it. Just is what it is. Probably nothing will happen to them. They'll probably, you know, release them in the morning or something, but whatever. Unless they committed a crime with the burner. I don't know. I don't know. No one will ever know. So that was my excitement, well, me and Phil's excitement for the evening. And yeah, go check out that video. It's only like 2 or 3 minutes long. And I didn't put it up for clicks or whatever. I put it up just to show people. I figured maybe, you know, maybe a news station might even pick up on it. Not that, you know, I mean, I've been on, you know, my YouTube videos have been on, you know, national broadcasts already. I didn't get a friggin' dime. I'm worried about that. Not even one subscriber. But I think the public should know what they're dealing with. But the minute, you know, the minute they were like away from the front, they turned back on the music. Guy went back to playing timpani drums. Everyone started dancing again like it was nothing. They were just like, oh, you know, this crowd almost just assaulted a bunch of cops. Good thing they showed up in force. And all right, you know, let's go drink some Bud Light. Yeah, so that was an interesting evening. That was an interesting event. Go check out that video. So let me catch up on this. Yeah, it's just like no respect. No respect. Yeah, Phil's my buddy, so me and him vibe, Rod. You know, like I said, we're gonna have interesting conversations. You know, if he wants to come on, if he wants to come on as a guest, but he's downtown. I don't feel like going downtown again. Do I feel in danger downtown? Not really. But yeah, it's pretty freaking sketchy. I mean, did I feel in danger in that scenario? No, because I could have walked away and ran towards it, you know? Oh, one thing I do have to say is, not one of those officers, I mean, they weren't necessarily thrilled, but I was one of like 20 people, you know, like this. I mean, oh no, everyone was vertical. I was the only, they knew I was a pro because I was horizontal bopping, you know? So they didn't stomp on my First nor Fourth Amendment rights. So I gotta give respect for that, you know. They were like, they weren't pleased, but everyone had their shit out. But yeah, so for not being like, hey, you can't film us and this and that, you know, I mean, that's a big thing too. And, you know, people getting their First Amendment and their Fourth Amendment rights stomped on all the time for video and events such as that, but they did not. So, shout out Metro. So that was a Tuesday night. Vegas is statistically getting more dangerous. I'm not going to get into the details. I mean, you guys know that, now that COVID's cold AF. You know that I stopped doing, you know, help the homeless on the actual strip because true people who are in need and homeless aren't really on the strip anymore. The people here now are of the violent nature. There's not as many, but they are of the violent nature. They definitely have mental health and or addiction issues. So it's a totally different thing. So I don't like approaching that people. Yep, Dream Talk coming up. I don't like approaching them because I don't want to get stuck with an ice pick trying to help someone, you know. So that's why I haven't done it. But overall, just be careful. I mean, everything's cool, but the way this town operates is, you know, like something happened. The showgirls got all over. Okay, there was a police presence. Someone else got popped, you know, like a month or two ago, and then someone else got popped like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So there's a little presence. Depends how much news coverage it gets. Like a bunch of phony showgirls getting freaking, you know. That's different. That made it outside of Las Vegas. So a big presence, you know, you start to see them all over. And then once the public forgets, they're like, F it, you know, and they forget all about it. The other one was at like 2, 3 in the morning. So that never made news. So nobody gave an F about that. So it's only when something like really bad happens that escape that Las Vegas as a town cannot contain, that's when there's more of a presence. So if that happened to make like national or regional news, you'd see a greater presence down there. Like, but that's why they squash it. You know, they don't want to go back to metal detectors, and I don't give a shit, you know, wand me. Because, you know, if I can't, you know, carry a burner or something to protect myself, as long as he can't either, you know, kind of puts on, you know, just a couple levels. So I'm all right with that. But yeah, so you're not going to see any increased presence. Yeah, so that was fun last night. It wasn't fun. I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, Bert. Ron Radio, yeah, I know. People, I mean, this town is so good at like, you know, squashing shit. I mean, they squashed October 1st so freaking fast. Like, I was pissed off. I was actually getting on people's cases saying, yo, how come you're, you know, like, you know, it's like the next morning. One day I'll show the pictures that I took. I actually heard the I heard all that, and I was gonna go down, and I was just like, don't know, because I'm one of those people who say that I heard it coming from all over the place. I honestly did. I heard that coming from various locations, and I'm just like, I don't know what I'd be walking into going down there, but I did go up there at like 5:30, and I brought my 70 to 200 and my 150 to 600 millimeter lens, and I took some pictures all over. Like, yeah, anyway, but yeah, the town squashed that. I was pissed at people. I'm like, how do you want to do business? This just happened like 4 hours ago, and you know, people are on Facebook like nothing happened, and they're just like, hey, that's just what we got to do here. You know, we got to pretend that, you know, shit doesn't happen. I was like, this is gonna be a hard one to cover up. But eventually they, you know, do you hear anything about it? No. Lots of domestic violence. Yeah, this town's weird. Alright. To the left behind me. Alright, this is my left. Yeah, of course. They want to give the illusion that it's like, you know, I don't know. This is my theory. You want to hear my theory real quick? I think F1 this year, the town hedged its bet. They bought up $7 million worth of tickets in advance. That way, if people don't show up for F1, they'll funnel them out into the general populace to fill the seats up. I don't know how they're going to do it, but they bought a block of tickets worth $7 million, possibly more, just in case it's a flop. I don't think it's going to be a flop, because all these restaurants are charging, a lot of them are charging $1 million per table, you know, for 6 people, whatever. You know, $250,000, $250,000, $150,000 a person, but $1 million a table has been the going rate. Like, mon ami, $1 million a table. You know, that's crazy. Ocean Prime, I think it's $1 million a table there too, so they'll do good. I think the second year is gonna be challenging. Am I being peeped or something? I think the second year is gonna be that person. What up? Oh, I just poked that guy in the junk. Second year is gonna be challenging because I think all these people, I mean, this is like Peloponnese. These people go to like Peloponnese events. You know what a Peloponnese is? You know, polo ponies, Peloponnese. So they're like, this is the polo crowd. You know, this is like the Sperry's with the Docker shorts crowd. With the cardigans strapped around your thing. They're all named Biff, and you know, they're all wealthy French people. This is like a blue blood type of thing going on. It's not new money. Well, it's new money, but it's a lot of old money involved. You know, royalty, blue blood. So they're gonna come to Vegas, and how is this town gonna shelter people who are used to Monaco and other places in that category? Las Vegas is not fucking Monaco, even though it pretends it is Monaco. I mean, all right, on the scale and the grandeur of it, but Monaco is like you wear a tux to go shoot craps. You know what I'm saying? Here you wear wife beater and flip flops, and no one even blinks. You know, it's a different thing. You're not gonna see, you know, crazed homeless people running around Monaco. You're not gonna see 50 cops jumping on 4 dudes for a gat in Monaco. How are they gonna shelter these people and convince them that Las Vegas is the equivalent of Monaco and Dubai? Not that Dubai is, but it's still different. You know, I mean, Caesar's bridges are falling apart. You know, are they gonna shelter them that much? You know, I mean, the streets are, you know, there's human feces in certain parts of the strip. Are they gonna shelter these billionaires from that? Or are they gonna be like, yo, we ain't going back there next year? That town's a little freaking weird, you know? I'm not saying for the average person this isn't opulent, because it is. You know, I guess I've been here so long, I look more down than I do up, you know? And so the average person doesn't notice some of the things I might, but yeah, they'll have a VIP section, of course, but the race is only a couple hours. What about the rest of the week that they're here? How are they gonna shelter them from the dark side of Las Vegas? That's what I want. Are they gonna stay up in their rooms? Are they gonna like shuffle them in and out of the penthouse suites, you know, and without having to mix with the common folk, you know, spilling frickin' Fat Tuesday drinks on them? I don't know. So I think the next year they're just gonna be like, that's it. And then the third, so that'll be a low year, and then the third year, F1's gonna decide whether they wanna keep doing it here or not. That's what's gonna happen. We'll take bets on it. Now I need me some coffee. All right. Yeah, I mean, I'm not, you know, I just gotta be honest. I love the town, you know, but it ain't freaking perfect. It's not perfect, nothing is, you know? But this town gets like very pretentious, you know? It's like, well, like, you know, what the guy from Caesars, Tom, he's just like, F people who aren't wealthy. We don't need them in our town anymore. We don't have to cater to low rollers. And that's the mentality here. And it's like, freaking slow your roll, bro. You know, this town is built on the backbone, the back of average freaking income earning people, you know? The occasional, well, yeah, okay, cool. But it's average income people who are like saving up their ducats to come to Vegas, you know? And now they gotta, like, you know, a cheeseburger, $30. You know, a freaking cheeseburger is $30. What was that bacon place over at the D? I know it's probably good because it smells delicious in there. But tell me how the actual F 2 eggs, 3 strips of bacon, and a little bit of hash browns is worth $25. Just explain that to me. There's like, no, it's not. I'm sorry. That's freaking $5.99, $6.99, $25, and then you got a tip on top of it. So $30 for 2 eggs and a couple pieces of bacon. That's where we're at now in this town. I love the town, but the town's got to get its shit together. Is she waving at me? What are you talking? Yeah, shout out Denny's. I want more coffee. What's going on behind me over here? Everyone's like pointing and waving. Hold on. Yeah, I mean, no, the town built. The town is bragging, literally bragging about how they're gonna make it impossible for someone who didn't spend the big bucks to see it. They figured out. They sent out like a survey team, and they're like trying to get. It keeps looking over here, but he's so fast. He's almost as quick as me. They brag about it on the news here. You people have no idea what they brag about on our news. They're just like, there's no way one of these peasants is gonna see even an iota of this race. We figured out how to cover this. We're gonna put a 30-foot wall over here. We're gonna gray out this. We're gonna lock this door. They're bragging about it. They're just like, you friggin' peasants ain't seeing shit. But, although, if you want to help us clean afterwards for free, you're welcome. Yeah. Real talk. Alright, I need more coffee. Bro! It's so rude to like wave. Be like, yo, bro. No, guys I could wave at and be like. But, alright, I'm gonna go grab his attention. I think he's making time with that chick over there. Bonk. Cold AF. Yeah, but they're like, there's no way, just like the Super Bowl. Like, you ain't getting to see no kind of Super Bowl, but if you want to volunteer for free and clean porta potties a mile away, there's space available for you. Alright. Let's see. Who has a purity ring? Did she have a purity ring on? So you gotta look. They're supposed to wear the purity ring on the ring finger, but it's supposed to have like scripture or hearts and crosses and all that other type of stuff on there. So I don't know.
Sugar and cream as well?
Yes, please. So I'm gonna be like checking out chicks' ring fingers. I should get a purity ring. Is this my purity ring? Let me see. I can't get this ring anymore. I got like big knuckles because I broke them so many times. I broke like every one of my fingers like 2 or 3 times. That one, this one I broke and it laid across. I snapped it so hard it went this way. And I had to like clock it back. Oh, look at that. Is that my purity ring? Alright, anyway. I digress. I got a dream to talk about. It's only a new requirement for a certain category. That requirement does not, like that's what me and Phil were talking about. There's different categories and different requirements. That's how guys think. So we're gonna talk about stuff like that. That's how most guys, I can't say all guys think. There's different categories, like the ones you'd bring home to mom and the ones that are just like, whatever, good times, so is what it is. Anyway, purity ring. I never knew such thing existed. I think it's kind of cool. I guess it's better than the other kind of ring. What kind of ring? Ring around a collar? The grasshopper situation is pretty much non-existent. They passed by, I mean, in northern Vegas, it was, like, not northern Vegas, northern, oh, commercial. Let me get rid of that damn thing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, skip ahead. In northern Nevada, it was worse. I saw like shit hanging out all over the place. Down here, I think I saw like 10. You know, it's really nothing. So if you have like an issue with creepy crawlies, not really an issue. Purity ring, are you looking for a youngster? Yeah, isn't that sad, Janice? That is actually sad. Yeah, you don't see that happen with anyone over 21. Yeah, exactly. But see, that's why guys, I mean, that's why guys like younger women, unfortunately. You know? That's the truth. The nun category. How old am I? I shall not disclose that. I shall not disclose said information. I'm reading everything. Yeah, what's wrong with that? I mean, that's weird that purity is something shameful now. How did that become a thing? Like we glorify promiscuity and we shame purity. How the hell did that happen? Well, you know, people should be getting married when they're freaking 21. You know, they should get married. But no, I gotta go out in spirit. It's the women saying this, not the dudes aren't like, oh, I want to go out and find myself. You know, it's all the women like, oh, I'm going to go out and find myself, and I'm going to do this, and I got to get my career and my degree and have all my shit together. Clock's ticking, but, you know, maybe 35, I'll find a man. But by then, all the dudes are looking at the 21-year-old when you used to be 21. You know, that's what happens. I'm your coach now. So that's what it is. So, you know, women should be getting married when they're freaking 21. And it is a woman, it's not a child. Women should be getting married when they're young. Oh, I gotta go after my career. Okay, marry your career. Marry the water cooler. Marry your degrees. You know, but then when you're looking for a dude, don't be surprised when he's looking at your younger sister. That's just the way it is. Sorry to inform you, ladies. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Awesome, awesome. Nah, it's all good. I grabbed a bunch. My man. Do I speak facts or no? Alright. I'm gonna let you digest all that as I freaking ritualize this coffee some more. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with getting married when he's 21? Joseph and Mary were freaking teenagers. You want to talk historical facts? Want to talk some biblical facts? They were like freaking 15. I'm not saying that you should be going after 15-year-olds, but let's just put this in, that's freaking gross. But let's put it in perspective, shall we? No, I gotta go focus on my career. Alright. Cool, cool, cool. Men don't care about your career. That is, a woman's occupation is so low. Career, degree, whatever, is so low on our list of what's important to us. It'd make your head spin. It's not like, dude, she's got like a bachelor's in crystals, and she's got a freaking doctorate in. People are like, so what? Be like, how many dudes she been with? That's what we care about. Does she post her ass on Instagram? That's what we care about. I don't care about your job. That's way down on the list because we plan on being the providers for you. Well, good men anyway. And we know that no matter how much money you have, it's not ours. You know? Oh, are they really gonna start blasting music in here? Is it 7:30 already? Yeah, the freaking body count. It's like, dang. Ooh. I don't even want to get into it. I want to talk about my dream real quick. Hold on, I'm gonna do something gross. I'm gonna do what Grandma did. It's a little sticky. Yeah, guys don't care about what you do. Guys care about your past, not your future. And women are the opposite. They don't care about your past, they care more about your future. We're different. Men and women are not the same. We are completely different creatures. Oh, it's finally hot. That's freaking hot. Alright. Dip, I can't believe they're playing Sinatra here. I don't want them to spank this down. Men are wanting to be provided for? I would like to see some statistics on that. Men want to be provided for? We'll have that conversation. Maybe I'll have you on the show, Val. You can tell me about that. I have never. Maybe it's the circles I travel in. I don't travel around with frickin', excuse me. I don't travel around with douches, so I've never even accepted a drink from a woman. You know? So I just don't travel in circles of men that would want to be provided for. That to me is humiliating. What kind of man wants to be provided for? I'm not saying they're not out there, but I've never met one. I really haven't. Every man I've ever encountered, whether he would or he could, it's part of our nature. That's the other thing. You know, women want traditional men while being non-traditional, but every man I know would like to provide. Unless in a relationship, in a committed relationship, but if it's just knocking boots and you're rocking some, you know, chick who's on like 5 different medications and, you know, talking about how, you know, men are shit all the time, yeah, I'm not going to pay you nothing either, you know? You know, that would be kind of counterproductive. I mean, you know, men are shit. Well, all right. So I'm not going to provide. And when we talk provider, we're talking long-term relationship, most likely cohabitation and all that type of stuff. You know, so yeah, a man will provide. One way or the other, he'll provide after you leave. That's how the game is rigged. So how can you not be a provider? The government will put a gun to your head and lock you up and take away your license and take away everything if you don't provide for her sometimes and your offspring. Your offspring, of course. You just like man the F up, but I've never met a man who said he wasn't willing to provide. That's what we do. That's what we go out and freaking slay dragons, you know, so we have cool toys, and when we finally decide to settle down that we can afford to do so, you know, and give the woman a little bit of a break, a life of luxury. But if it ends, I believe you should put it back where you found her. You know, don't transplant her from the pond into the big sea. Put her back in the pond, you know, if she's the one who left. But we're digressing. We're digressing. So, let me see how many people I offended. I don't care. If you get offended by anything I just said, so be it. Prove that I'm not right. And these are my own opinions. And I can back them up with some stats. And I had a dream. So last night, after that police event, let's see, me and Phil, yeah, we went and took the $1 million picture. We hung out, we chilled, we talked for a bit. I got home like 1:30, I think. 1:40, 1:30, something like that. I don't know, whatever. We played like, you know, like one machine, whatever, to validate our parking. We hung out a bit. All right, good times. It's getting freaking loud in here. The Jonas Brothers, Lord, I'm good for them. So I got back to work. I still had a bunch of shit to do. I had some studio work to do, yada, yada, yada. I had a little bit of a catastrophe in there. Pretty much set, but a little bit of a catastrophe. One of my switchers went down. One of my video switchers just decided to take a dump. So I had to redo that, and I'm a cable management freak at zip tie. Oh, fuck. So yeah, I was up. I went to bed finally at 6:30. I got done at like 6. I hung out, made coffee, drank a cup of coffee, looked on Twitter, looked around, blah, 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 blah. And I think I went to bed like 7, and I got up like 9:30, late, 9:15. So I got a solid 2.5 hours of sleep. And I went to bed listening to some music. I had an earbud on that side. So I had a dream. And it had to do with, it was apocalyptic, but, and I don't dream. I don't sleep enough, or I don't know what it is. I'm sure I do, but as far as remembering dreams, it is so rare that I remember one. But this one, when I got up, because I did set the alarm for like 9:30 or whatever, so it's just like, boom. I felt it. Why's the color change when I do that? I like that it lightens up a bit. So it's getting dark in here. So I had this dream that there was no, I don't know what caused it, what happened, but there was no electricity whatsoever. So everyone was without electricity. I didn't know anyone in this dream, but people were without electricity. People's human, the Walking Dead. Remember the show The Walking Dead, zombies, that started the whole zombie craze? The Walking Dead was not about zombies. The Walking Dead name was not referring to zombies. The Walking Dead was a reference to the people, not the zombies. The Walking Dead. And the show was more about the nature of humans trying to survive and what humans are capable of and the atrocities that they could commit and the kind acts they can do as well. When the shit hits the fan. And in my dream, and it was vivid. I could see all the people. I don't know who they were, but I don't know how my brain manifested all these different people. But there was a whole bunch of people, and the dream, the country or the planet had no electricity whatsoever, and people were surviving. And an event happened to me. Someone, like everyone was so shabby looking, like, wow, it's loud in here. Everyone was so freaking shabby looking, like running around in rags. And I remember something that happened to me. This girl or woman spilt something on me, like kind of drenched me by accident, like from here down. And I was wearing like layers of clothes, and some people, I mean, we all look like some of the people we see out on the strip over there. But she had dumped, it wasn't coffee, but some type of liquid, I don't know what it was, on me, and soaked me to the point where I had to start peeling off layers. And I remember as I was taking the clothes off in the dream, that's what was hitting me. I was just like, wow, we take for granted that we can wash shit, that if this gets dirty, we can just go in the closet and grab something else. When she spilled something on the one set of clothes that I had, it was a catastrophe. Because now my choice was to sit in the filth and wetness of what was spilt on me, or like there was no choice for me. And I was thinking, you know what, that's kind of how like some of these people who are homeless exist like that. So that brought that home hard, and it was like a freaking catastrophe that something was spilt on the only set of clothes that I had, and I didn't know what to do. So I started peeling off the clothes, and each layer was wet and wet and wet, And then next thing I know, I'm fighting with dudes because they're trying to steal my wet clothes. I mean, nobody had personal space anymore. Nobody had nothing except the stuff on your back. And whatever you had on your back was of value to someone else. You know, the threads that you happen to be wearing, someone would kill you for them. You know, because it was a commodity. It was a wacky dream. I've never felt, I felt in danger in my life. I've encountered danger. I've been in dangerous situations, and I have been a danger myself. But in that scenario, the vulnerability of living feral, without allies, without, you know, without anything. I mean, no electric. Every individual that I encountered in this dream was a threat, was a potential threat, because everyone viewed the next person as an opponent for resources, opponent for clothes, opponent, you know, like people would fight for like this corner of the room to sit in and call it their own and be willing to die, you know, for that little corner of the room. It was nuts. That dream was nuts. I don't know where that came from, but I woke up and it was so real. It was so real, and it was based on the power grid going down for some reason. And quite frankly, that's a very, very likely scenario, you know, especially in, you know, the U.S. If the power grid went down, how long could you last? Power grid goes down, everything goes down. We will be back to the Stone Ages within a month. Then the break-ins start happening. Then gangs will form, you know, like people of one nature will try to hold it together, and other people will just be predatory and will separate. It's going to be interesting. If it ever happened, it'd be interesting, but that felt so real. I mean, it is still all up in my chest, that feeling of like without being, the fact that I had wet clothes, and there was some kind of filth involved in there. It was like disgusting. So the fact that I had filthy wet clothes and I could not take them off. I started to take them off, but I couldn't even hang them to dry because someone would snatch them and I would, for all intents and purposes, be left with nothing, you know? And it would be like a life or death conflict trying to do a simple task of drying clothes. That was pretty intense. That was an intense dream. I don't know why I had to tell you about it, but I'm also going to tell you about the bank real quick. What are you guys talking about? Sounds like the cop. Yeah, maybe that did get inside my head or whatnot. But when I do have dreams, they're usually that. You know, honestly, I don't think I've ever had a dream like a provocative dream per se. I don't think I have. Maybe once or twice in my life, and I can recall. They're usually some type of like, I don't know, something like that. Some kind of post-apocalyptic stuff. I think I would do well in an apocalypse. I'd become like a warlord or something. No, I wouldn't, because you know what? Here's a quote I'm gonna read real quick, and then I want to show you what my bank had to say for itself, bastards. Where is this quote? Where is this quote? Oh, I know where it is. Hold on. This is the problem where we are now. I'm gonna read this to you real quick, and a lot of you have heard this already. A lot of the issues that we face in this life, not even issues, like not knowing what bathroom to use, crystals, all the like the various ideologies that are cropping up in this world that people are clinging on to, and all this other stuff. feminism, toxic masculinity, if there's such thing. They're basically created in a bubble. Like, this is the tie-in I wanted to get after. All this stuff that we're dealing with now, Bud Light, you know, Dylon, whatever his name is, because you can't say his real name, you know, all this bullshit that's going on in the world right now, it's existing in a bubble. It's existing in a bubble of comfort, because if the power grid went down, people would go back to like realizing that, you know, traditional things matter. People wouldn't be out there talking the bullshit that they do now. People would have to take on a role. Men would be on the forefront of either making things happen or breaking things. I mean, can women, what are women gonna do? Are you ladies going to create your own colony? Defend it? Or you're gonna find a strong, kick-ass, toxic, masculine dude to take care of you? You tell me. Are you gonna be confused what bathroom to use when the shit hits the fan? No, you got a wing wang, you go in that one. You got an innie, you go in this one. End of freaking story. All this stuff is created in a bubble. Alright, let me read you something. Hard times create strong men. This country in specific, other countries, no. But this country in specific, that's why this country is like ripe for an asteroid right now. This country, boom. Hard times create strong men. We have not experienced hard times, for most of us, in our lifetime. In our lifetimes, we haven't experienced truly hard times. What are our big issues now? Oh, you know, what's fair, and you didn't use the right pronouns. I mean, what the F? Those hard times that you're gonna go complain on TikTok for 30 seconds. Oh, this person said this to me. I don't feel validated. Please, these are not hard times. These are the best of freaking times. But hard times create good men. Strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men, and that's the phase we are in now. And weak men create hard times. That's the phase that's coming next. We are currently in, I would say, the end of World War II, going into the Korean War were hard times, and that created strong, brave MFers and strong, brave women too. Man being a generic term for humans, but men also. You know, that's definitely, you know, that's a gender thing as well. So I would say, what do they call that? The greatest generation. So after World War II, comfort ensued, you know? So strong men went out and saved the fucking world. They're 18 years old, 19 years old, 17 years old. They went out knowing full well they were gonna die on Omaha Beach, and did it anyway to save the world. And then the world became a better place. It became easier. We made peace, ultimately, for the most part. And good times were created by these strong, brave men and women who were faithful when they were out at sea and all that other shit. Okay. Then they built Levittown, and all these, you know, fine men came home, and they built a society worth, you know, living in. And then good times. It's been good times in our lifetime, but it's creating weak men. It's creating men who don't have the courage to do what our forefathers did. It's creating men who can't decide what bathroom to use. It's creating men with enormous feminine bitch energy And I say that directed towards men because I'm not going to direct that word towards a woman. So don't take me out of context there. But it's bitch energy when a man starts talking about what's fair and work-life balance and all this other jive that you hear now, you know? It's created weak men, but what's coming next is these same weak men are gonna create hard times, and that is the road we are on right now, unfortunately. What's going on with my Amazon order? My Amazon order for $33.11. It was supposed to show up the same day, and it showed up 2 days later. So I'm gonna let them take it back and refund me. Yeah, so that's where we're at right now, believe it or not. We're in phase 3. We're gonna be heading towards phase 4. And that's what I've been thinking about. Yeah, weak ass men. And you know what? Women are gonna cleave to the chest of brave, strong men. Cause you can't do without us, you know? You know, the whole thing's kind of the whole like, you know, I don't need no man, you know, men are shit, men want to be provided for. All that stuff exists in a freaking bubble. Because when the shit hits the fan, I mean, just look at those like Survivor shows, you know, where they pit the men against the women. That Bear Grylls show, check that out. Like after 2 hours, the women are like, holy shit, we don't know how to make fire. Of course, there's a woman out there who wants to make fire, but they don't want to all freaking do it. They went and like, you know, offered the guys some eggplant polishing or something and went and lived with them. You know? Women are, I love women. I love women. But you're not going to develop your own communes and keep all the predatory men at bay. When the shit hits the fan, you're going to need us. And then we're going to be like, wasn't that you who said you don't need us? Just saying. Alright. So I got this letter from the bank before I digress too much. Okay, it is a legal notice from my bank. This was once a year. Once a year, they send this out. What is this thing called? It doesn't even have a freaking title to it. It's a personal, it's a legal letter saying how my bank handles my personal information. I've never read it. So I was just like, F it. I picked this up when I picked up, it's not. It was sitting on the seat. I was driving around. I was like, F it. I ripped it open. Then I was like, what is this? I was really looking at a light. And then I was like, screw it. I'm going to go home and read this whole thing. See what my bank is doing. Check this out here. What does your bank do with your personal information? These are the facts. Why? Financial companies choose how they may share your personal information. Under federal law, that means personal, identifiable information that your bank has on you. But the federal law gives you the right to know what they're doing with said information. What kind of personal identification are they using? Social security numbers, employment information, account balances, transaction history, credit information, assets, and your investment experience. How are they using said information? Check this out. I'm going to show it from over here. That's pretty freaking in-depth. And it goes on to list the definitions. What an affiliate is, what joint marketing is, what a non-affiliate is, how may I limit the sharing of my personal data, how does your bank collect your data, and how does your bank protect your data. Alright, check this out. There's one column that says, does your bank collect this information? Yes, 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 yes. Bottom, no. Can you limit the sharing of said information? No, 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 no. In certain cases, no, and yes. So they're telling you they're taking your information, but, okay, you can't stop them. All right. For everyday business purposes, such as processing your transactions, maintaining your accounts, responding to court orders or legal investigations, or reporting to credit bureaus, do we collect such data and share it? Yes. Can you stop this sharing? No. For marketing purposes, we provide service providers we use to offer you certain products and services to you. Do we collect information about this and share it? Yes. Can you limit this sharing? No. For joint marketing and other with other financial companies. How you doing tonight?
Well, I'm doing very well. How about you?
I'm doing awesome also.
Enjoying yourself?
Absolutely.
A little cap, a little latte, what you got there?
An Americano that's getting me kind of amped up. I like
frisky?
it. Yeah, they made it good.
Hell yeah.
You guys take care of me. I appreciate you.
If not that, it's the wife for the husband. You know what I mean? One of those got to get you going.
Yeah, man.
Enjoy, bro.
This village is awesome to be here. Okay. For joint marketing with other financial institutes outside of your bank. Do we share this information with them? Yes. Can you stop us from sharing this information? No. Sharing with our affiliates for everyday business purposes. Information such as your creditworthiness, your transactions, your account balances, your account history. Do we share this information with our affiliates? Yes. Can you limit this? No. Non-affiliates. Do we share information with non-affiliate businesses? Yes. Can you limit this? Can you as a customer limit this sharing? Yes, under circumstances. Non-affiliates that will market to you for accounting purposes, for co-branding for sports teams. I don't know what that has to do with anything. For sponsorship accounts. Do we share information with outside marketers who are non-affiliates? Yes. Can you limit this? Yes, but you have to opt out. Non-affiliates, for the purposes of selling you other financial products, such as credit cards, insurance, investments, other deposits, lending, and outside monetary concerns. Which is the whole fucking world. Do we share this information? Limited. Can you stop us? Yes. In order to limit our sharing, please call this 800 number, and we will prompt you through each one of these choices. That's freaking mind-boggling. That is actually mind-boggling. I filled out an app, I gave my number to the Federal Aviation. You know, I went for my pilot's license, and I swear the next day after giving my number to the federal government, getting my pilot's license, I've been bombarded. I literally had to burn a number that I gave them. The calls were non-stop, and I contacted the people again, the FAA, and I'm like, why'd you sell my data? And they were like, you didn't read the fine print, did you? They tried to sell me, aviation insurance, life insurance, anything related to that was a financial product, went on to the point where I had to burn that number permanently because it became that much of a nuisance. Middle of the night, 4 a.m, you name it. So they were like, they straight up said, you didn't read the fine print, did you? Alright. The bank of wokeness. PII. You nailed it, Donna. PII, personal identifying information. Or PID, personal identifying data. I mean, I'm in that business too. You know, I get it, but on a different level. You do not want to have information out there. PID. You know, you don't want to have that. Trust me. That's why when people ask me, like, my birthday's coming up, like somewhere between the next week and 6 weeks. My birthday's gonna be in there. I'll tell you I'm a Leo, but I ain't even pinning it down to the week because I'm just not, you know? It's a PID. Ain't doing it. How old am I? I might as well just post my social security number. I see that is like the number one, like Google, I put my name into the search results so that every time someone Googles me, you guys can do it too. Every time someone Googles you, you can have Google send you like a monthly or a weekly report. I do it like monthly. And it'll tell you how many times you were searched for. It won't tell you by who, but it'll tell you how many times, when, where, from what countries, from what kind of devices, and the search terms that they used. And those are the ones that always interest me. Because the top of the list, month after month after month, since I started this channel, is how old is Bror Fredrik? The second one is Bror Fredrik married? And then the third one is net worth. They don't know that I worked a fryer, you know, not a McDonald's, a little higher end place like that, but I'm a professional French fry dude. But yeah, so it's amazing, those questions. But I can see, you can see that too, but you know, you guys might not have that persona where people actually Googling you. But people Google me, like, how old, you know, when's his birthday, like all sorts of personal information. Everything in there except like questions about my junk. Thank God. Alright. Yeah, legal terms. Freaking legal terms. Bastards. Alright, let's see. Can get it SEO also. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know, if you know anything about SEO, which I studied, I didn't even say in July or August. I mean, only you can be you. I gotta be like a man of mystery. I don't want to be like pinned down. Remember, I'm the guy who does this before he gets in his car. Because this world is a shit show. People are freaking wacky. I got stalkers. I mean, some of you people are well aware that I legitimately have stalkers. This is one of my paid apps. I scan my, like when I get back to the car, I scan my vehicle for trackers. I keep looking at myself because this side of the screen, for some reason the chat is absolutely huge. I can't really even see it. Let me turn that a little bit. So sorry I'm not making eye contact with it. But I search my vehicle and I search my house for trackers every time. I ain't lying, and you should too, because, you know, it is what it is. We live in a crazy-ass world, and a freaking tracking device is like $10. You could buy like an NFC. You don't even have to buy an AirTag. You know, this one picks up AirTags, all NFCs, all Samsung, and I got two different phones. I rock, you know, I'm biphonal. I'm biphonal. I rock them both. Let's say 1, 2, I have 4 phones altogether, but I'm biphonal. I rock the iPhone and I rock the Android. And I check it with both. Because you gotta be secure, you know? I don't want people showing up at my door and shit. I got stalkers. I've encountered my stalkers. I have 2 outstanding FBI cases on 2 of them. Is what it is, and I'm just some freaking guy with a camera sitting drinking some coffee, you know? People are just whack jobs. People are wackadoos. I'm not so okay. I'll say it again. I have celebrity. Having celebrity means you have a certain degree of notoriety that you're known. Like, I walk through the Las Vegas Strip and people are like, hey, Bror Fredrik, they know me. I go to Sprouts, my neighbors know me, it's weird. But people, even like local people, know me and such. It is what it is. Do you know me, bro? That's a dude talking to himself. Oh, those are cool shoes. He's wearing the old school Skechers. I like those. I'm not a celebrity, but I have a certain degree of celebrity. So what comes with that is freaking nut jobs, unfortunately. Yeah, there's a lot of Leos in the Bror Nation. You know how to pick out all the Leos in your friend group? If you ever have a party at your house, put out a bowl of dark chocolate, and all the Leos will pounce on it like if it was a gazelle. Trust me. You're a Virgo? I get along good with Virgos. Yeah, exactly. I mean, exactly. You put yourself out there, you know, you get any type of notoriety, you're going to pick up weirdos. I mean, I don't know what possesses people to behave in such a fashion, you know, that they latch on to you, like, obsessively, you know? I don't know what I don't know how that works. I mean, I wouldn't even give a shit. Like, I could meet anyone. I don't care, true celebrities, and I'd be like pissed if they were slow getting on an elevator. I don't give a crap, you know. But other people, you know, I don't know what it is. Like, there's some strange people. They will obsess. I mean, I think about like the 2 or 3 that are really bad, that are eventually gonna probably end up in jail. They probably spend 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 hours a day devoting themselves to me. That is nuts. That is nuts. That's a sick person. Wanna go for a walk? I'm gonna go pay. We got a little time, but I'm gonna head that way. Alright? I'm gonna eat this sugar too. That's good. That's damn good sugar here. Yum. Let me duke these guys up and then we'll jet. Show you a little Vegas activities. So you guys entertained or what? I don't know. It's hard to tell. I'll have to keep my finger on the pulse over here sometimes. Would I be nervous if I met William? No, I wouldn't. I actually wouldn't. You know? I mean, I don't think there's a woman in the world that I'd be nervous around because, you know, I've gone in bathrooms after women and they poop just like I do. So it's like, I don't really care all that much, you know? Like, no woman's like, oh my God, she's out of my league, I can't believe it. No, and no person. You know, I don't think any one human being is better than the next. You know, we're all equal. Every single one of us is absolutely equal with one next to us. Some of us are just more fortunate in life, perhaps. But, you know, it is what it is. But I would not be nervous around them. You know, I used to hang out with a lot of these people. I just came to realize that they're just people. I hung out with Ronnie Coleman, you know. Guy's like 4 times my size and 10,000 times more popular. And he was just a dude, you know? Alright, let's coin these guys up. And let's stroll. Let's goes a strolling. I like to keep it clean over here. Let's get all our shite together. Alright, I'll be right back. I ain't going nowhere. Yeah, I'm busting my own table because I'm freaking awesome. guys are just cool. But Eli's working. Remember Eli? Eli was awesome. Eli's working on the other side. I don't want to disturb him, but I owe him like $10 from a tip. I came once and I only had my bank card with me. I didn't want to give him a tip on a bank card. Because half these, I'm not saying, no, I'm not even going to say that out loud. No, I'm sure they don't do that over here. But, you know, it's nothing like cash. I'll see you guys. Yeah, man. Where we going? Dun, 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 dun. These are all these loud people over here. There's some loud peoples. All right, where we going? We're going this way. Yeah, go check them out if you have a chance. I mean, it's not just coffee, but they'll feed you. If you don't feel like walking over, you want a little quieter spot, you can ask them to get food from the place across over there, which is True Kitchen. Or you can go sit in True Kitchen. But that place is just chill. Sometimes they don't even charge me, which to me, that just means I get a bigger tip because I give them what I would have paid. You know, I'm not a D like that. But I always duke them like $10, and I think the coffee was $8. Yeah, it was like $3.97 or whatever. It's like $8. It's like $20. You know, let me occupy their space. They're awesome. So yeah, but go check them out. They're good people. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, everyone wants to be a bodybuilder, but nobody wants to lift no heavy ass weight. Like, okay. Like when I was hanging out with Ronnie Coleman, I asked him, like, he's like, hey, you know, he was just a cool dude. I met him at a supplement store in Florida, of all places. He wasn't doing a promo. He just happened to be in there. And I was like, you know, he's just a dude. I mean, his hands are like 10 times. It was weird, you know, hanging out with a dude that giant. He wasn't in his prime, but he's still a big freaking dude. And he's like, ask me anything. And at that moment, I was hard-pressed to come up with, he wanted me to, like, ask him something about bodybuilding or about his life or whatever. And I was hard-pressed to figure out something because I wasn't thinking in terms of that. I don't want to be the dick who's asking him for, you know, how to squat more weight or whatever. He has that stuff all the time. You know? So I was, like, hard-pressed to come up with a thing. But I've always had an asymmetrical thing. So I was just like, you know, how do I get this more symmetric? How do I get my left and right quad to match? You know, he's like, because you got to see a chiropractor, bro. And I was just like, okay. He's like, that's because that leg is shorter. You have a tilt in your pelvis. Like, he broke it down. I was just like, all right, cool. But it took me a while. I was like a little embarrassed. I didn't have like a whole question prepared. But that's because I was being cool, you know. I didn't want anything from him. So I didn't have a preconceived thing. But other than that, I can't remember, you know. People are people, you know. I believe everyone's equal. I believe men and women are equal. But we're different. You have to accept that. You know, everyone could be equal. All people are equal. Men, women. I don't care who you frickin' sleep with. You're still equal. As long as you're not into kids. But we're all equal. But we're different. That's the thing people can't accept. They don't want to acknowledge the genuine differences with people. Men and women are different. There's no double standards among men and women. We're just different, but we're still equal. I do not deny that whatsoever. You know? People from various, you know, I meet people here from all over the freaking planet. We're all equal. We just have different values, different
life structures, different experiences, different priorities, but we're all freaking equal, but we just gotta accept the differences.
What?
You know, and the ones who like pushed for the most acceptance of differences have become the least tolerant. That's what I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around. The people who pushed to see past the differences are becoming the most intolerant. Well, it's weird. But you have to accept differences. That doesn't mean you hold them against one another. You're just freaking different. And that's kind of the beauty of life. Variety is indeed the spice of life. Doug, you're gonna be nervous around. Only you can be you. I want to invite Bror for a swim lesson. We going swimming? I'll be honest, I'm not a good swimmer. I got narrow feet. But you know what? Like, you give me a snorkel and a mask and some swim fins, I'm like freaking Aquaman. I gotta hold my breath forever. Swim like a dolphin. But on top of the water, no. Not so much. Oh wow, the chlorine smell coming out of here is brutal. How are these people eating here? That is so strong. That is scungy. Yeah, I could use some swim lessons. I am not buoyant. That's my problem. I am not buoyant whatsoever. I don't float. I sink like a rock. I think that's a body fat issue or something. I don't know. I sink like a stone. What up? Information. Could ask her anything. Why she got a thing over her face? I didn't get what? Oh, I gotta, yeah, okay. Maybe I'm too amped up. I had a woman boss at work. We worked great together. Yeah, I don't care. You know, okay. Okay, I'm having a bunch of oral surgery done. I still have a few more to go to get rid of the speech impediment left with my original surgery. All right. I don't care. The surgeon, I don't care who they sleep with. I don't care what their kinks are. I don't care about none of that shit. I don't care if it's a dude. I don't care if it's a woman. I don't care if it does whatever in its personal life. I don't give a shit. I just need to have confidence in you as a professional. So I don't care about such things. What time is it? Oh, we got a couple of minutes before we exit. I don't want to bounce off their Wi-Fi quite yet. I don't freaking care. But, however, if there was a home invasion at my place, or a home invasion at your place, ladies, be honest. There's a home invasion at your property. Would you want 2 female cops showing up? Or 2 big, strapping, violently capable, equipped men to show up? Which would you rather have? If your house was burning, would you want all women to show up? A bunch of 5'2" women? You know, it takes 7 of them just to carry the one hose? Or do you want some big, burly, freaking 6'6", 260-pound dude to come rescue you? Or 5 of them? What would you prefer? I know what I prefer, you know? But modern society says that, you know, a 90-pound woman could tear through, 10 Army Rangers, with karate chops and stuff. But that, we all know that's a lie. And most people say, oh, but, this woman's really trained and yada, yada, yada. Yeah, okay, trained. I'll give her the training, but how many women are trained? How many women are training martial arts 6 hours a day? How many, what's her name? Rowdy Rhonda, whatever the frickin' name is. How many of those are in the world? She's an anomaly. You know, the average woman took a Taekwondo class, you know, punching a bag and whatnot. You know, frickin' 6-year-old boy's gonna beat her. You know, I mean, we just gotta recognize that there's differences and stop pretending there's not. But all you women would be most happy if a bunch of dudes showed up. Should we go down there? No. That's just the way it is. But if it comes to, you know, something that requires, you know, intellect, like fixing my speech impediment with freaking microsurgery, I don't care who freaking does it, you know? But if I'm going to go to war when there's a home invasion taking place at my joint, you know, I'd prefer a bunch of, you know, dudes like myself show up. Unless it's like a battalion of Ronda Rouseys or whatever somewhere hidden, which are not. I'm checking out their clothes. Just real talk. Men are very, very good at being men. A woman cannot be a man. It's just not, it's not going to happen. You know what women are very good at? Being women. It's a very simple equation. I think that's been working for a long, long time. And now women, you see that those two, they made me get out of their way with their masculine energy. So my choice was to stay the course and have them bump into me as fast as they were walking. That way they could yell at me and be like, oh, you're an asshole, blah, 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 blah. So that's pure masculine energy right there. Like they were dick measuring with me. And I see that all the time nowadays. You know? Just boom. Walk right into you. No feminine energy whatsoever. I sense feminine energy, I would automatically get out of the way. I get out of the way anyway. It's just respectful because I walk quick. But that was challenging. She wanted to play chicken with me, you know? And then she'd be, you know, there's no good men. Well, it's all that masculine energy, perhaps. Just saying. Sunsuit man with him. Well, yeah, well, you know, some people would call that, you know, microaggressions. You know, that is what it is. Women are slowly losing their femininity, and men are slowly losing, or fastly losing their masculinity. But that's because of the good times that we currently live in. Wait till the shit hits the fan. Like, look, watch. Oh, see, they moved a little bit. I'm not asking people to move out of my way. But don't challenge me. You know, if a dude did that, that's the thing that they don't understand. If a dude did that, it would be on. If a dude walked like that towards me, what I do is I stick my elbow out a little and I brace it. And I prepare. You know, I know we're going to clash when that happens. Then he has a choice to make. Are we going to go at it? Or are we going to be like, yo, we're going to give each other a bro nod? Or are we going to throw down? But I brace and I stick my elbow out to give myself room. You know, this is my space you're invading. But, you know, women are just, then they'll pull the card out and be like, hey, I'm just a defenseless woman, and you bumped into minute to Banana Rabbits. Thank you very much. And on that note, Bror Fredrik out.